all. Welcome to another live session with THiNC Institute of Design. As you all know, yesterday was the JEE B.Arch paper, JEE session 1. We had a lot of students who joined us through the process, that is starting from a few tips before the exam to the question paper analysis we did yesterday. We had a lot of students sharing their stories, sharing how they felt about the exam, their exam experience, and what it was and what it was like, what they've expected. And well, today with us on live is three of our students. We have three students from our online batches, and they will be sharing their experience with the exam, and we can discuss with them. So if any of you who have already attempted the exam want to share thoughts like in the online, you can definitely use the online chat comment box below. Okay, so uh, that's it. So today, let me welcome to all of you, our three students from our online batches. That is, we have Sozan joining us from Oman. Sozan is a student of our JEE plus NATA crash batch. And we have Lubna joining us from Bihar, and she's also a student. She's a student of our 1 year batch. And we have Sahla joining us from Malappuram. She's a student of our 1 year batch. So hello, Lubna, Sauzan, and Sehla. Welcome to this live session. So my first question would be to Sauzan. Sauzan, how was your exam? Uh, how was the overall exam for you? Was it like you expected it to be?
Yes, it was almost similar to what I expected it, excluding for the drawing part to be a bit lengthy. But other than that, it was okay.
Okay, how would you rate the exam in based on difficulty?
Difficulty out of 10, I would go for like a 6 or 7.
Okay. Okay, so then we have Lubna with us. How was the exam for you, Lubna?
Yes, ma'am, it was good.
Okay, so what about like part one, part two, and part three? How was the experience for you?
Part one about the maths part, it was a bit difficult because my maths is weak. And for the aptitude part, it was okay. Like I was able to solve the questions. And for the drawing part, the rendering question, it took a lot of time.
Yes,
That's why I
yes.
wasn't able to complete the second one.
Okay, so the overall exam, how much would you rate it on 10?
Out of 10, I would rate it as 7.
Okay, so what about you, Sahila? How was the exam?
The exam wasn't like too tough, nor was it like very easy. It was like a moderate level questions.
Okay.
And part A, I actually prepared, concentrated on mathematics more.
Okay.
So the chapters I prepared, I think there were like some of the PYQs, and aptitude was okay, it was fine. And yeah, just like all of them said, drawing, there was a lengthy question, one deep with proportion.
Okay, so what about the time management? Like, how did each one of you feel about the time management of like how did you manage your time in the exam? So let's start with Lubna then.
Um, Aptitude part, it didn't take much time. Like it took 40 minutes, maybe. Maths, I wasn't able to solve many questions, so I didn't give a lot of try in that. So I went to the drawing part. First question, it took 50 minutes, and the second question, I only had 20 minutes left. So I had to complete in 20 minutes only. And I wasn't able to complete the whole question. It was incomplete.
Yes, the drawing question was particularly a bit time taking, right?
Yeah, it was
So
time
what
taking.
about you, Sauzan?
Just like Lubna said, it was same like for maths. I'm generally very weak in maths, so I didn't give much time to that because I know I would waste time. So I went to drawing. Aptitude, okay, it was moderate level. I could do everything. And then I went to drawing. I was very lengthy. Same, I didn't complete the second questions completely, but yeah, I tried.
Okay, good, good. So what about Sehla?
In case of like JEBR, the time management is very crucial. Like, uh, I started with mathematics, And there was I took like I after I saw like 3 to 4 questions, I thought like the time was already running, so I thought I'll finish aptitude and then drawing and then come back, but that comeback never happened. I Aptitude was like I took 30 to 35 minutes. And then for drawing, I don't know how much time I took. The cap was like very detailed, the Kathakali, the proportionate drawing. And then the second drawing, I think I did it in the last 5 minutes. Like I was like literally scribbling in the last second, 10 seconds itself.
Okay, so those who are joining us live can also share their experience in the live comments. Okay, so okay, let me ask you another question. Are you guys writing the session 2 of JEE? Lubna, all of you, just you can
Yes,
just
ma'am.
Yes.
okay. So can I know what will you do differently in the session 2 after your experience here in the session 1? So let's start
I,
with Lubna.
I'll give more time in mathematics.
Okay,
Like, I think my attitude is okay, and even my drawing part is also okay. So I have to give more time in mathematics.
okay. So what about Sauzen?
Would practice a lot of drawing part because it was very time consuming, and then max same because
Oh,
max I didn't give much time this time, so like I have to do better next time.
okay. So what about Sela?
You need to increase the time I'm solving in mathematics. And then drawing also, I need to take less. I'm a person who take a little bit time for drawing. And then aptitude is fine. I think I'll do the like general knowledge a little more I need to work on.
Okay. Okay, so you have an idea now after writing the first exam, right? So one more thing I want to ask is talking about the questions that tricked you. What were, can you, one of you, like, can you mention the question that was not expected and something came out of the blue? Like, any of you have, you can just raise your hand if you have something in hand.
Just
Like the
the
visible
visible
area
surface.
counting, right?
Mhm.
Visible surface. Yes, we discussed
Yeah.
that in the question paper analysis as well. So Susan, do you want to speak about it?
Yeah, the visible area, that thing, it was like very confusing because after that, every question I kept on reading to make sure it was visible area or like just the whole surface or not. It was actually good.
Okay, but good, you guys noticed it. Like, what about you, Saila? Like, did you notice that question was different, like the visible area question, or
Yeah,
did you do one question and then figure it out?
no, I think there were three visible question, and the first one, when we counted the what is it is about what is visible to us in the computer. Like I was confused. Is it like visible? What did they mean by the word visible? But then what we are saying, and when I counted it, like the maximum number was there in the only that was the maximum number, the one which was visible to us. But it was only there in one question, I think. So I followed the same thing to the next question too. Maybe that's how
Okay.
we have to approach it.
Okay, so talking about the arc awareness part, we had questions about like Pritzker prize based question was there. Then questions about famous buildings were there. Then what else did you find like in the arc awareness part?
I didn't find anything like specially anything was not there, but um no, only this visible surface. Other
Visible.
just like previous year questions,
Okay, so
abbreviations and
okay, so can I ask you one thing? Like, how was it different from the mock that you practiced with us? Can you compare like how the mock was for you and the actual exam? When it came to the actual exam, did the mocks help you? What was your this thing, Sahila?
what mock test helped me was in my time management. Mostly, I think my speed got increased after doing all these mock tests. Because I like for the first mock test, I took more time, and then it came to like lesser and lesser time as time, and compared to it, I think mock test was a little bit more difficult. Like there were more counting questions in mock test, and yeah, and it actually helped me a lot for the exam. I felt for the exam I felt it more easier.
Okay, so what about you, Lubna?
Yes, my mock test helped me a lot. Like I didn't had confidence before. Like I was clueless, like what type of questions will come in the exam. But after giving mock test, I was like, I knew what type of questions, so it was a bit easier for me for yesterday's exam.
Okay, what about you, Sausan?
Just like they mentioned, the mock test it increased the time. I mean, decreased the time I took for per question. So it was good.
Okay, so um, how would you like in the coming up session 2? How would you do the maths part? Like you have got one idea how much time it takes, and how would you do that maths part in the coming session 2? Or are you planning to avoid the maths part completely, or concentrate on the others? So Lubna, you can.
I think I'll skip this question. I'll tell it after then.
Okay. So, Sausan, you can answer. What are you planning for the?
I'll focus on some topics, not everything. I know I can't cover everything because it's JEE, so you have to try all the type of questions from per topic. So I'll focus on few topics and then be well, like do well in those. And then aptitude, I need time for this monuments, the places. So I'll be focusing more on
Okay, the GK and the aptitude side is a bit vast, right? So, must have been a bit difficult to complete it. Like, the areas of questions are very vast. So, so I think we have covered almost all the parts, and we wish you guys all the best for the results as well as the coming up session. Also, I think you might be writing NATA as well. Are you guys writing NATA? Yes. Okay. So thank you for joining us today. So for all the students who are watching on the live sessions, let me just inform you that we have our batches, NATA and JEE crash batches that are hybrid batches that are starting in February as well as in March. In March, our NATA crash batches are starting on 24th, 26th, and 30th, 31st March. So those who are interested in joining the batches can contact us in the number that we'll provide below. So thank you all for joining in the session today. Thank you, Lubna. Thank you, Sausan. And thank you, Sala. We wish you all the best for this exam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.